Jerry Mallory here, SBNationPrivateTrade.com. It's like my body knew something. I was fighting this stomach, whatever I have, getting closer and closer to the Lions game. I'm starting to feel better and better. Here we are. It's Thursday right now. You might see this Friday. You might see this late Thursday. We're here. I don't care if it's the first preseason game, if Matthew Stafford's only going to play a couple of series, the starters won't get a long look. That doesn't matter, because if you're a private trader like I am, if you're a Lions fan like I am, and let's admit it, if you're a football geek like I am, it's the Detroit Lions playing against competition in football cleats and helmets and pads. Football is back. Training camp is nice, the draft is nice, free agency is nice, the regular season is great, the playoffs are awesome, Super Bowl, I mean, we can't even think about that. But this is live action football against another opponent, and it's here. I'm excited. I don't care, what anyone else wants to say. When you love the Lions like I do, and I know all of you do, you're pumped. So this game has been looked at in all different angles. For me, what I'm going to tackle for you all, pun intended, are three guys who I want to see move up the depth chart. The depth chart was released this week. After game one against the Jets, I want these three guys to move into the starting roles at certain positions. Now, briefly, let's talk about the depth chart in terms of preseason. It's not always guaranteed who's going to be your starter come week one. For instance, you look at Philadelphia, Mike Vick may be your starter in week one. Week two, it might be Nick Foles. That doesn't mean that Michael Vick just lost his starting spot. They're trying to see Michael Vick and they're trying to see Nick Foles in these various positions. So when I'm talking about guys moving up the depth chart, it doesn't even mean as much as me saying I want these guys to be the starters in game two, although this would be nice. What I'm really saying is these are the three players I want to see step up in a capacity to where when week one rolls around, they are your starters. They're number one on the depth chart. So now that I got all that mumbling out the way, three guys I want to see move up the depth chart after week one. I want their performance against the Jets to be as so to where they're now in that starting conversation. Disclaimer, I'm going to throw out War Daddy, Larry Warford. We all want to see him improve. Is he second unit? Is he third? I'm not going to include him. But the three guys I've got, first and foremost, is Patrick Edwards. Now, at the moment right now, it looks as though he has a good chance of being one of the four receivers, the fourth receiver. But where I want to see him step up and become a starter, move up on the depth chart, is in kick and punt returns. I say this because, as of right now, Michael Spurlock is your guy. Maybe Stephen Miller has a chance. If Patrick Edwards is your kicker and your punt returner, not your kicker, excuse me, if he's your kick and punt returner, this saves a roster spot. This means he's played good enough to where we can use him in many facets. In my opinion, Miller, Spurlock, if these guys win as your kicker or your punt returner, and I said kicker again, you know what I'm talking about. If they win the job as your return man, that's going to be pretty much all they're going to play on special teams. Whereas Patrick Edwards moves up the depth chart, becomes your return man, and he actually is going to be someone that's going to play on the offensive side of the field as well. So I want to see him step up. The second person I want to see move into that starting position, move up the depth chart after a great week one preseason performance, is Travis Lewis. I like Ashley Palmer. He's good. He's solid. He's probably the most dependable, but that's it. He's good. He's solid. He's dependable. Now, he's young. He's had some flashy plays, but Travis Lewis seems to have the ability to be a true playmaker. I think if Ashley Palmer wins the starting position at outside linebacker, it's because of those boring reasons. He's stout. He knows the defense better. He reads offenses better. He's not as much of a risk. He's the safer pick. He performs more consistently. And those things are great. If Travis Lewis moves up the depth chart, that means that he's improved in his consistency. He's improved in reading the defenses. He's improved as being stout. That means he's added the boring things that Ashley Palmer's probably going to win the starting job with. But in addition to that, Travis Lewis has the other things that we're looking for, we're pining for in the outside linebacker spot for the Lions. Playmaking ability, getting after the quarterback, forcing fumbles, getting interceptions. He's not the next Julian Peterson. I'm not saying that. But of all our linebackers, he has the potential to be our playmaker at the outside linebacker spot. And it's a position that, we just have not been getting those big plays, those splash plays in quite a few years. Now, the third person is Havard Rugland. Kickalicious. It's simple. If he doesn't make the 53 roster, he's probably not going to be on the practice squad. I mean, that's very rare. He's going to have a kicker on the practice squad. I can see a team pegging him this year, next year, and he's going to need seasoning, but in time, I think he'll be a very good kicker in this league. The thing is, though, we have to win now. Schwartz wants to go to at least the playoffs now. His job's on the line. Mayhew, job looks a little safer, but, you can't have a project experiment kicker and then just say, we're going to go with that. No, he has to move up the depth chart. He has to show he can make these kicks. It isn't YouTube anymore, but we want him to win the job because he's younger. He has the potential to be great. And if he wins the job, it's not based on potential. It's because he played better than David Akers. How good would that be? He's younger, has more potential, and plays better, and can get the kicks, up between the uprights. That would be great. So, Mr. Rugland Kickalicious, we want to see you move up the depth chart. Disclaimer. We have guys already in those positions. I don't wish you bad. I love you. You're a Lion. I'm going to root you on like anyone else. I want Michael Spurlock to be good. I want David Akers to be good. I want Ashley Palmer to be good. I just want Kickalicious, Rugland. That's a mouthful, especially when you're sick. I want Rugland. I want Travis Lewis. And I want Patrick Edwards just to be better than those guys. Heck, we need all the depth we can. So if everyone plays great, that's awesome. But those are the three guys that I want to see personally move up the depth chart because of their potential and what they could bring on the field, giving us an element of playmaking ability, maybe saving us an extra roster spot, etc., etc. So, who do you want to see step up? I know a lot of people want Joyke Bell to become the second running back over Mikael LaShore. You have the Jason Fox, Corey Hilliard battle. You have the battle for the second cornerback. Ron Bartell is supposed to be the guy. You got like a Bill Bentley waiting there. You got a Darius Slay. So there's a lot of positions and battles that could be won. Yes, in week one, there could be something that will move that person in that spot and they don't give it up. So don't fret, guys. Football is here. I'll be back. We'll talk about those three guys, how they did in the game as a whole this weekend. I love it. Football is back. Detroit Lions is back. Hey, as a football geek, I will say, I don't care who you are or where you're from, this is an exciting time of year because whether it's green and yellow or purple and gold or silver and black or like here, Honolulu blue and silver, you're starting to bleed. The blood is running free. The cornbread is being made. The Kool-Aid is being drank. Hope springs eternal, especially here in Detroit. So let's enjoy it. Hopefully Mark Sanchez will commit a couple of butt fumbles and our players look great. That's going to do it. Until later this weekend, we'll have a Game 1 recap. This has been Jerry Mallory. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, do what you do. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.